So we have some news articles. So, obviously we're out of Kansas City. If you guys didn't know that, we're in Kansas City area. Obviously. Land of the Chiefs.
Can't wait to get my MVS jersey this weekend.
Oh, God. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Dude, I'm glad I'm not that dude this morning or last night. Oh. So the Chiefs game last night, I mean, they had two chances to win with that big drive after the Eagles took a late lead. And Mahomes early on, he seemed automatic, just textbook, classic Mahomes in those situations, but they just couldn't get it done.
Well, I mean, Watson had a hell of a game.
He did.
I mean, and they did plan that out very well with the fact that they knew that Kelsey was going to get double teamed.
Yeah.
But like Duchess and I were talking last night, if somebody's getting double teamed, that means there's somebody that's completely open, and that was Watson last night.
Yeah.
He had a couple that he flubbed, but he had a really great game. But man, Kelsey was off last night, and
he was. And then on that, Mahomes had that right read with less than 2 minutes left on the clock and unleashed that just laser deep downfield bomb. And dude couldn't have placed it better in his hands.
Somebody said last night, they said it a couple different times, he couldn't have actually carried the ball down there and handed it to him better.
Yeah, I know that. How he does that shit. I mean, that's why he's making so much money.
Well, and even the last play of the game.
Yeah.
When he threw to Watson again, I think.
Yeah.
That thing was a rocket. That thing was a laser. It was on a rope. Man. I mean, that thing was like.
Yeah. Hell of a great game. I rarely get too super animated during a game because I think of a little PTSD growing up with that dude on the couch over there yelling at every freaking play. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, But man,
that's kind of like the pictures that I have for the bar that I had done.
Yeah,
I've got Lenny, I've got Joe, and I've got Mahomes. It's kind of like, what my dad grew up with, what I grew up with, what my kids grew up with. I mean, it's like
that's fun.
There's our kids have no idea the misery that it takes to be a Chiefs.
I know.
To be a Chiefs fan, and
they used to have to play this game without steroids.
To know how awesome this era that we're in right now is.
It's so cool. It's so cool. And we've had great eras. I mean, we've always had a decent football team. There's been times when it's not been great.
So you go back to the 90s. I mean, they were in the playoffs every single year in the 90s with Marty, but Marty could not fucking win the big one. He just could not do it. Between Denver and Indianapolis was the bane of Kansas City for freaking years. And then Lynn Elliott, what was that, 1993 or something? Lynn Elliott freaking wide left. Dude's selling insurance like in Texas or something.
Oh, is he? All the good guys sell insurance.
Yeah, I think he's works for an insurance company in somewhere.
Does he
in
really?
Texas. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, Lynn Elliott.
Oh my gosh. I have to remember the guy's name, but I met a former Chiefs player once at an Apple store and I was like, what? Anyways, that's a topic for a different day. So Chiefs lost, right? It was a great game. Hopefully everybody watched last night. It was a great game against the Eagles. Obviously we lost, which sucks. So that puts Eagles at 9-1, and we're 8-2 now.
No,
8-2.
We're 7-3.
Oh, we're 7-3.
We lost to Detroit. We lost to Denver. Which
that's right.
Hell, and now we've lost. And now we've lost to the Eagles. But, and they were the celebration after the game. It kind of cracked me up because it actually made me laugh watching these guys. I mean, okay, you've been vindicated.
Yeah,
you've lost the last 3 or 4 times that you played Kansas City. This wasn't the Super Bowl last night, man. It
wasn't. I mean, but boy, they sure did celebrate.
We're 2/3 of the way through the season, and let's see what you bring in January.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
These teams are probably going to be there. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I'm a little bit concerned the fact of how badly we did against the Broncos. That we go to Las Vegas this weekend against the Raiders.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll throw some. Batteries at us.
Apparently, Taylor must not have been in the suite last night because
she wasn't. She was 5,500 miles away in Brazil.
I was gonna say she's doing like this international tour.
Yeah, I guess she's a big deal. This Taylor Swift person I've not heard of. But no, So the other story I was going to share about kind of related to the.
Well, that's funny though. Is that Swift was at the game last night? It was just not the Swift that we were looking for.
Oh boy! The Philadelphia Eagles had a retort to really grind the salt in the wound about the win last night. They get out on Instagram, as we all like to get on socials. And they're celebrating with an apparent nod to Travis Kelce's relationship with Taylor. So following their game, the Eagles posted a photo on their social media account, and it's this Swiftie-inspired friendship bracelet in honor of the team's big win, and it says, Eagles win, right? So for the Swifties out there or whatever, you'll kind of understand that reference. But, the bracelet, which was decorated with green beads, read the Eagles win. It just really was kind of a jab, right, at the fact that, Kelce's dating Taylor Swift and the fact that they won. And but nonetheless, I mean, great game, and I love that rivalry, and hopefully we can bring that into January, February.